10 News and our parent company, EW Scripps, are teaming up with the National News Literacy Project, a national educational nonprofit, to help the next generation of news consumers learn the difference between credible information and misinformation in today's world.
Now, this is all part of National News Literacy Week. A team from 10 News has worked with students from Carlsbad High School over the last 2 months, and our 10 News reporter Amanda Brandeis is here to tell us more about what they did.
That's right. We worked with students in the Carlsbad High television class and produced a story together. We picked a topic important to both teens and adults: social media addiction. The students were involved in every part of the process, from recording the interviews, shooting video, as well as writing and editing the final story. They had full editorial control and got to see what's involved in professional, balanced journalism.
5 hours. That's how long Cassie Cruz spends on social media each day.
Most of the time I spend on social media is too much time on social media.
But compared to other teens, that's only a fraction of their screen time.
I have some friends that spend 5 hours a day on TikTok alone.
A social media user since the 5th grade, the high school junior is starting to notice the negative effects of social media.
Definitely takes time away from homework, from my sleep.
Well, it's designed to be addictive in some ways. We all have cell phones in our pockets. They buzz, they vibrate.
Dr. Jen Wojciechowski is a psychologist with Sharp Mesa Vista in the Child and Adolescent program. Social media dependence is a trend she's seeing in patients.
The negative outcomes of overuse or addiction to technology or social media might be similar to what you'd see in a substance use disorder as well.
Teens aren't the only ones glued to their phone, but for them, the damage could be more severe.
What we know from adolescent brain development is that teens are more impulsive than adults, and they make decisions without fully thinking through the consequences of that.
But there are steps parents can take to reduce the damage from excessive social media use.
I think the biggest thing is to really set expectations and to understand if technology or social media use is interfering with what you hope for your child in their life.
Cutting down screen time could allow teens to focus on the positive aspects of social media.
It allows for a platform for people to share their ideas and memories and communicate with people that they may have lost a connection with.
Students like Cassie are realizing 5 hours of screen time a day is too much, but know they have to find a healthy balance because social media is here to stay. Reporting for CHS-TV and ABC 10 News, I'm Maddie Ward.
So what did it take to put this story together? A team from 10 News recorded the entire process of our work with the students. We're giving you a behind-the-scenes look at the guidance we provided these young journalists along the way. And throughout the process, we also learned some things from the students.
There is a ton of news out there, but not all of it is accurate, so we're trying to talk to young people about how...
This was a first for me, teaming up with high school students to put a story together. We didn't know how much broadcast experience the students had or what to expect.
What grade are you two in?
I'm a junior.
I'm a senior.
And you've been working in this class for a few years now?
Yes, this is my 4th year in it, and I did 1 year at Calvary Middle School.
First, we had to pick a topic. One idea was the clear winner.
Now there's like Instagram, Snapchat, Twitter, TikTok. It's like, what's next?
Social media use. It was an issue we could all relate to.
Yeah, it's like almost pressure to like be checking all of them when you wake up and like, what did I miss?
The student said social media is how younger generations are getting their news.
One of the most important things we've learned in our journalism class is just not to spread any news that we're not 100% sure is correct.
So just to start off, could you just say your name, introduce yourself, your grade?
Our first interview was in the Carlsbad High School studio.
Do you think that's too much time on social media?
I think most of the time I spend on social media is too much time on social media. I think
we were impressed by the class equipment they used to put together a daily show.
Do you feel like you could go a day cold turkey, no social media?
Next, I shot some footage to help tell our story.
And it like ended up getting our dress code changed at our school. So.
At the end of the day, we each left with an assignment to log our interviews, planning to meet back up a few weeks later.
So today we're going to be putting a story together.
The students and I have different styles of writing.
And then like go through those and then see like what ones your favorite are and put
So we had to figure out how to do this as a team.
Like I kind of have a vision of how I might start it. I'd love to hear your ideas. But my first line, I like to have something that really like grabs your attention. Or
the story we create would air on their newscast and ours.
This one could be good near the end. That's talking about
I like where she was going.
Yeah. Do we think that one makes the most sense? Yeah. But no, they have to find a healthy balance because social media is here to stay. I like that.
Yeah.
Sounds good. With the story written, it was time for the students to shoot their 10 News debut promos.
Reporting on a serious topic affecting all teens.
For our final assignment, we would each edit our own version of the story, comparing our notes via Skype.
Yeah, this whole process has honestly, I feel like, taught like both of us so much because
it's producing stories. Honestly, I mean, we do it every month.
Yeah.
but
it's different when you're in the pros.
20.
And then it went live on CHS TV, and as you just saw, also on 10 News.
Have you made any efforts to reduce your social media use?
I learned a lot during this experiment, but what sticks out the most is that these young journalists are on the right track. Amanda Brandeis, 10 News.
Okay, first of all, I'm jealous. Their studio's as nice as ours.
Yeah.
And it's in high school.
It was incredible. These students, they're talented, they're smart, they had great ideas. I mean, this was really an experiment for us, and I just want to thank the students and the high school for doing this with us. They learned a lot, and we learned a lot too.
These are really good journalism students, so they're far ahead. How prevalent do you think this is in the high school generation right now with these kids where, as you mentioned, everything they have comes via their phones, via social media?
Yeah, I mean, you saw us just kind of talking together, and they gave me countless examples of, you know, their friend telling them about an article and them saying, you know, where did you get that from? What was the source? So, you know, they're noticing this and they're a little bit more aware because they're journalism students, but, you know, they're trying to talk to their peers about, you know, knowing the facts and knowing credible information from misinformation.
They're out there telling them now. So thank you, Amanda.
Thank you, Amanda.
Really interesting to see. The News Literacy Project focuses on the need to be informed and not influenced, something the students say they're cautious about when learning to report.
We're just really careful that we're getting all of our information from reliable sources and that when we're presenting it, we're not being biased toward one side or the other.
And whether it be on TV or social media, opinions or misinformation is spread without the tools to figure out what is true and what is not. The Carlsbad students we worked with learned this firsthand in the journalism class.
News can spread so fast, whether it's real or not, which can be good in some circumstances, but in others, if it's fake news, that can be really dangerous.
You can learn more about National News Literacy Week and how those students created their story on the homepage of 10news.com. We also have a video taking you behind the scenes that you'll only see online.